Do you ever feel like this when you're studying? Does studying make you literally want to cry? Do you even know how to study? Introducing this video. Didn't see you there. Hi, I'm Hannah, the creator of this video. I'd like to personally thank you so much for tuning in with us today. This video has been given a 100% success rate by multiple credible sources in helping people figure out how the heck to study. So sit back, relax, and soak up the information. You don't want to miss it. What's up, you guys? It's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking all about everyone's favorite subject, studying. Honestly, studying is never something that I did a lot of until I got to college. In high school, I felt like personally I was able to do well without studying. So that really didn't set me up well for college, because when I first got to college and I took my first exam, I thought that I could kind of roll with the same no studying mentality. I'm pretty sure that the grade that I got on my first ever college exam is the worst exam grade I have ever received. So once I got that grade, I was like, I need to learn how to study. I'm gonna be talking to you guys all about basically my process for studying. To begin, I kind of want to go back a bit and just talk about the way that I personally view studying and just my thoughts on how to do it productively. In my opinion, studying isn't something that you just do. Trying to effectively study without considering the preceding factors that are going into. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that studying is like an onion. It has layers. And in order to be able to study productively, in my opinion, you have to know certain things about yourself. And that's really where I'm going with this entire video. But basically, studying is an onion. Video's over. All right, see you guys next week. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into the bulk of this video because me trying to like summarize it isn't really working and it isn't making sense without me actually explaining everything. So I'm gonna get right on into the video. Okay, so like I was hinting at 5 seconds ago, studying is more than just sitting down before an exam and looking over your notes. There are so many things that you need to know about and you need to do. The number one thing that I think a lot of people don't think about, I keep alluding to this idea of like knowing things about yourself and whatever before you can effectively study. So what I mean by that is you need to know what type of learner you are. Like, I mean, we're going all the way back. This is something that you need to understand before you even can sit in class and listen to the professor and try and remember information. You need to know what kind of learner you are. I don't even remember how old I was when we talked about this in school, but we learned about the 4 different types of learners, like the different categories that people could be in for how they learn best, and I have them written down. So there's visual, auditory, reading/writing, and kinesthetic. So you need to know which of these 4 is where you fit in. I think that's so important because if you don't know what kind of learner you are and how you learn best and the techniques that you like to employ to retain information, it's going to be really hard for you to sit in a classroom and listen to a professor and try and take note of what they're saying effectively. Everybody is different, obviously. Everybody has different ways that they learn, think, whatever, and knowing what kind of learner you are is integral. It is literally the foundation for everything else I'm going to talk about. Okay, so after you know what kind of learner you are, go to class and pay attention. I'm not gonna act like it's easy all the time. I know that there are some classes that you have to take and they're boring as shit, but whether you want to take the class or it's required and you don't really want to take it, it's gonna affect your GPA the same way. So try your best to get to class. Because if you're not in class, you can't be a part of the discussion that they're having. You're not going to be able to pick up the information the same way. I know some professors, and I'm speaking more towards college students right now because I am in college, but I mean the same thing goes for high school, like pay attention in class. If a professor posts the lectures or the PowerPoint slides or whatever from the lecture online, it's not the same as being there. Sometimes I would skip class and then I would try and review the PowerPoints from the class and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I feel like I just learn better when I'm physically there. For example, I am a reading/writing type of learner, so I learn best physically writing things down. For that reason, I cannot type notes on my laptop. I can't do it because I feel like typing and writing are obviously not the same thing. I feel like if I'm not handwriting my notes, I do not retain them. And I know that because I have identified what kind of learner I am. So when I go to class, the way that I take notes directly correlates to the type of learner that I am and the ways that I learn best. So this is getting into like the third part. Once you know what type of learner you are and you go to class and you pay attention, the next crucial step is taking good notes. You are gonna have a very hard time studying your notes if you don't take notes, or if you don't take good notes. It's not going to help you. If you're not taking good notes, you might as well not take notes at all, because notes are for you to study from. So do yourself a favor and take good notes in class. Another thing about how you take notes and like just being in class and paying attention is I feel like it's important to connect what the professors are saying to your own life experiences. It helps me to remember it better, I think. So that's just another tip when you're in class and like taking notes and stuff. You don't have to write your notes. You don't have to type your notes. You can literally draw your notes. You can do whatever the hell you want. If you are actively retaining information in class, you are learning it. It's not like the night before the exam, you're trying to reteach yourself everything that the professor has talked about thus far. That's what you
don't want to do.
And I feel like that's what so many people do. The whole like all-nighters thing in college is something that people like to talk about doing. I can tell you that I am a junior in college. I have never once pulled an all-nighter. I don't like to have to teach myself all the material the night before. In situations like that, your stress levels just go way through the roof, and that impedes your ability to retain information. So now let's get into the second part of this video, which is my actual studying techniques. When it comes time to actually study, so this is now getting into, you're sitting down, you have an exam coming up, and you're about to start studying. What do you do? Okay, so for me personally, these are just the things that I do pretty much every time. I find what works and then I stick to it, because if it's not broken, why would I fix it, okay? So there's a few factors for me that I take into account when I'm studying. First is the time of day that I'm studying. I personally study at night. I feel like if I try and sit down and study during the daytime, I can't. I don't know, it's probably because I have the attention span of like a squirrel, but I have recognized in myself that I cannot study during the day. I feel like my brain is just wandering too much and I can't stay focused, so therefore I study at night, pretty much right before I go to bed. That just works better for me. Another thing that is super important when I'm studying is the atmosphere of wherever I am. The ambiance and the
vibes
in my room are very important. Like if my room, for example, is messy, I'm not relaxed. And that's just all the time. Like it's not even when I'm trying to study, but like if I'm in my room and there's everywhere on the floor and like it's just a mess, it like bothers me. I feel like I cannot completely relax and just unwind in a messy room. That's just how I personally am. I have OCD. So if I have to study for something and my room is messy, I will literally clean my room until I feel like it is adequately clean so that I can start studying. Besides that, you know that I love candles. I have an obsession with candles. I think that lighting a candle completely transforms the vibe of a room. When I'm studying, I obviously have to have a candle burning. And also if it's at night, I like to have candles. I have a lamp over there. I have the lights that are on my bed that you can see, and I have my salt lamp. And I just feel like having those type of lights on gives it a cozier, warmer, just more relaxed vibe. All right, so then how I actually study. The act of studying, what do I do? Like I said, I am a reading, writing type of learner, so this kind of ties in with that. But I bought a separate notebook, and this is my study notebook. So pretty much what I do to study is I go through my school notebook, and I just have one 5-star notebook. If you haven't watched my What's in My Backpack video, watch that. It'll tell you everything that I have school supplies wise. And also I made a video called How to Stay Organized, and I also made a video called How to Get Straight A's. So those are some other good ones to watch because I have other information in there. But anyway, I will take the notes that I took in class and kind of summarize them in my study notebook. This is where I get creative with note taking. So this is what my study notebook looks like inside. As you can see, there are different colors, there are shapes, there's like written all over the place, and it's because in my study notebook I feel like the way that I like to keep myself engaged while I'm studying, because honestly, let's be real, studying is a snooze fest. Period. Basically, the way that I keep myself focused and involved is by setting up a system for how I want to display the information. I will draw pictures, I will do boxes for the main points, and then I'll have like arrows pointing off and then circles. Kind of like if you've ever seen a mind map, but it has like the main idea of something, and then coming off of it there are like branches, and it like, you know. And then I will set up like a color key. I have these colored pastel highlighters that I bought from Amazon. I will link these down below. They were literally like $5. As I'm writing the notes and stuff, I'll go through and I will color code stuff. I feel like for me, it's really about actively studying. If I'm just sitting and reading my notes from class, I feel like it's so easy for me to become disengaged from studying, and then I'm like bored and I'm thinking about everything else on the planet. But if I am actually writing my notes again, highlighting, like physically doing that, it keeps me more engaged, and then when I'm more engaged, I'm able to retain the information better. So obviously, what I just ran through with you guys is my personal mechanisms for studying, but I kind of wanted to present this video as like a guide almost, so that you could kind of follow along but do things in your own way, like however you feel like it'll work for you. I'm not saying that what I do is going to work for everybody, but I think that's it, and I really hope this video was helpful. I know that this isn't like a traditional typical how to study tips video. I just feel like I wanted to share my perspective, and hopefully it helped at least one person watching this. But that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you stayed until this point in the video, comment down below I'm a real one, because you're a real one. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I post a new video every single Sunday, and if you forget that I post every single Sunday, make sure to turn on the bell notifications so you get notified every time I post. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.